We're back.
Don't you love it?
I do.
I do too.
I was super excited about this week.
I was too.
We're doing a special spotlight episode on Lin Shaye.
Yeah, because Lin Shaye.
Right?
The 80-year-old Scream Queen.
Yep. Absolutely.
Who is just spry as all hell.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Like.
And gorgeous.
Oh, absolutely.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely.
The reason that, and we discussed this before the podcast, what our favorites were. Mm-hmm. The reason my favorite was my favorite is because she was so beautiful.
Very much. I think I have a note about those outfits. Oh, just rocking it.
Yeah. And then we'll get to it when we get to the movie. We'll get to it when we get to the movie. I just love Lin Shaye. Absolutely, positively.
Yeah.
And I think every season we should do a spotlight.
Yeah, I agree. We did one last season for Dee Wallace.
Uh-huh.
So.
Who I also love and who is also gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely. And
yeah.
Sweetheart.
God.
Like,
so sweet.
The world does not deserve her.
No.
Yeah.
We don't. We don't deserve her. And we don't deserve Lin.
No, we don't.
But they're here, so we must honor them.
But oh my god. The amount of horror movies this woman has done.
She's one that was like, my home is in horror. And never did anything else.
No.
And she shouldn't, because she does it so well.
Yeah.
And I was a little worried because, and I'm quoting Joe Bob with this word,
mm-hmm.
I was worried that it would be a lot of hagsploitation movies.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like older women, you're either grandma or you're the evil little witch in the woods. You know?
Yeah.
But
Lin
Shaye manages to avoid a lot of that.
Yeah, she does. She does have a couple of crazy old ladies.
Yeah.
But, you know.
But the body of her work is not crazy old lady.
No, it is not. That's not where her genius lies.
No.
Although she's good at it.
She is good at it. She is good at it.
And when one movie specifically, she went balls to the wall. Just crazy old lady.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved it.
Oh, let's see.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to start with...
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to start with The Grudge.
Mm. So, we don't agree on this one.
We don't. This one was in my top 3. Now, granted, it was in the top 3 by the skin of its teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because I like The Grudge. I just like The Grudge. I liked the old movies. I liked the American remakes. I liked the originals.
And see, in my opinion...
It didn't honor any of them.
No, my opinion is, if you liked Ju-on...
Yeah.
And if you liked the American version of The Grudge, which they did a great job. That's one of the very few, I find, success stories from Asian horror to American remake.
I agree.
That was a 100% success.
Yeah.
I feel like if you liked both of those, you would hate this one.
Yeah.
And this one pissed me off to no end. I was throwing the remote. I have more notes. Like, I had to go... Like, I skip lines so I know which one. And I had to go back to the top.
Yeah.
And just about how angry I was. I felt like an automatic writer just... I hated this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I knew we wouldn't have Toshio.
Yeah, which is really disappointing because I didn't know anything going into this one. I even avoided the trailers for this one because I wanted to go in and when I saw it,
right,
blank.
Well, and see, my reasoning behind, like, my first note was Toshio won't be in this one.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, my main thing behind it was in Ju-on, Toshio played Toshio in the American remake. So he's aged out of playing Toshio.
Yeah.
So we won't have Toshio. Now, whether we would have had
a
different Toshio or they aged Toshio up and it's the same kid again, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But
now, I will say, do you remember Grudge 3?
Yes.
Where it goes to Chicago.
Yeah.
And we still have Toshio.
Yeah.
That's what I thought this was going to do. And I was very disappointed when the family was, like, the demon family was white. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That was
even in the American version, it still took place.
Yeah.
It's still They did a great job in the first movie.
Yeah. Even the second one.
Even the second, with the no jaw coming down the stairs.
Yeah. And then when she's in the bed and he's like crawling under the covers.
Yeah.
And I feel like there were a lot of callbacks in this one to the original series. But the payoff wasn't there. The hands coming out of the head in the shower. I was like sitting there and I was like, I wonder if they're going to do that. I really hope they do that because that was like such an iconic scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the first one. And then we also got the lovely, lovely parody from Scary Movie. Yeah. Where she's in the shower and the hand comes out of the back of her head and starts shaving her armpits.
Exactly. It's iconic.
And it was literally, I said that, it happened and I went,
yeah.
That was it?
That was it?
That was it?
Poor John Cho. What was the point of John Cho's storyline?
I know what it was. I'm going to tell you what it was.
Tell me, because I'm lost.
Okay, so John Cho, his wife, real estate agents.
Yeah.
He walks into the house.
Right.
Right. Ooh, now you got the grudge. He he brings it back home. Right.
Yeah.
Kills his pregnant wife. And it didn't click with me until the very last shot of the movie. The house that he brought the grudge to is the house that our cop main character lives at.
Okay.
So I think that was the point of his story, was to connect. So, like, regardless of whether or not she would have stepped into that house, she was still boned from the get-go, is kind of what I was thinking.
I really, really hated the time jumps.
I did too.
Constant time jump. We're in 2009. We're in 2004. We're in the. But it just there was.
But it wasn't cohesive.
No, there were 3 separate storylines that take place in 3 different times, and they jump from one of the other, but they don't loop in the way they should.
Yeah.
To show you they're connected.
And honestly, a lot of these stories were. Lin Shaye's character story specifically was so heartbreaking.
Okay.
I cried. I cried like a baby.
Look, there was the perfect opportunity for Lin Shaye to be, and God forgive me, I cannot remember her name, from the original Grudge, the old lady.
Yes.
That was the perfect opportunity for that storyline.
Yeah.
But no. And now I read something amidst all of this movie is for shit, this movie sucks, this movie is horrible. It's supposed to take place between 1 and 2. So, in my opinion, if it's taking place between 1 and 2, where's Toshio? Where's the original Grudge ghost?
Yeah. We didn't, and this is the thing that bugged me the most about this. We didn't get a good...
Nope. And I said...
And, like, we get one character who does it, like, one of the ghost guys.
It
who
happens
does it
twice.
Yeah. But there's no explanation as to why he's doing that.
No.
In the original Grudge, we understand why that noise is being made, because that's her death gurgle.
Yes.
And we see that happen.
Yes.
It felt weak. It felt weak.
It was...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say it. Say
it.
This movie was structured like a Shane Dawson video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was not cohesive.
No.
The storylines were jumpy. They were jumpy. And I mean, like I told you, after I saw this one, I gave it a 6.
Yeah.
I thought about it all night long. Woke up, changed it to a 5.
Yeah.
That night in the shower, I was like, it's a 4.
Yeah.
It's a 4.
See, if it takes place between 1 and 2, give me Pullman.
Or at least a callback to them.
He's dead.
Yeah.
So give me Pullman. You want to give me Grudge Ghosts?
Yeah.
And you don't want to give me the original Grudge Ghosts? Mm-hmm. Give me Pullman.
Or we could have even done the cop was... He was... The cop that, like, lost his mind doing all the research on this.
The guy from Shawshank?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If it takes place between 1 and 2, which I did not, it didn't click with me.
Yeah,
if it took place between 1 and 2, Sarah Michelle Gellar was still alive.
Yes, she was.
She did not die until the beginning of the second one.
Right.
Why wasn't there a callback to there is an American woman in a mental hospital in Japan because of this house, and we need to try to find a way to contact her, or something like that.
Yep. Why they're doing all this research, and yet they never trace it back to the original house?
Yeah.
There's this family in Japan.
Yeah.
Go there.
Yeah.
Bring this movie to Japan, I'm begging you.
Yeah.
Why are we staying in rural America?
Or if you're not going to bring it to Japan, do what you did in the third one.
Yeah.
And give us Toshio.
Thank you.
Give us Toshio and give us... It just didn't have the stakes. Also, I want to say that our lady cop main character, for a single mom who just moved to a new place and doesn't know anyone yet and isn't settled in, was sure throwing that kid off wherever the hell he was.
Yeah.
No worries.
And look, we know how I feel about Possessor.
Mm-hmm.
So, seeing her again, I was just like, I don't care for her. I don't care for her. And I wish this was a movie like 5 other movies we did that was improved greatly by the presence of Lin Shaye.
Yeah.
She doesn't get enough.
She doesn't get enough. And her story, her and her husband's story in this movie was the only heartfelt story, the only people that I felt any kind of, like, I want them to succeed, I want them to stay alive.
Yeah.
But by the time we get that, we already know that
I wish that
dead.
was the whole movie.
Yes.
I wish that was the whole movie. I would have...
And we could have tied in our cop lady eventually at the end.
Yes.
But the I don't know, that my wife is not doing good.
Yeah.
She wants to go out on her own terms. And I figure since, this is kind of your field,
yeah,
you won't mind that the house is haunted. And I don't mind because it means maybe I get to see her again after she goes.
I was trying to remember when I was making... There's only about 5 actual notes, and the rest of it is I'm so angry. What's the point? This movie is awful. They didn't need to remake this. What the F was this? This movie sucks. I want to turn it off. But... it's an indescribable, like, I realized it was supposed to be not a remake.
Yeah.
But why sell it as a remake?
Yeah. Why not just call it Grudge 4?
Thank you. Although I did appreciate that she forkin' killed him. She forkin' killed him. I don't know. What I was trying to figure out while I was making notes. What other movie did we do where there was an assisted suicide?
I don't remember.
She was laying in bed and they had to put the thing over her. And oh my God, was it 1BR?
It might have been. I can't.
There was a whole bunch of people around, and she was like, "It's okay, and then she pulled the hood down.
I think it was.
I think it was 1BR. Or 1 bedroom.
Whatever.
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 But yeah,
I wanted more out of it.
Despised The Grudge.
I wanted more out of it.
And, husband watched it with me because there was a possible.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, I was watching the screen... And I went, I'm sure it's coming up. Oh, there it was. Okay, that wasn't bad at all.
right. And see, look, I wrote it down.
Uh-huh.
I wrote it down, and then I paused it, and I was like, I wonder if this is going to be like a Fight Club for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he survived.
Mm-hmm. No, it didn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me. It was
like through the cheek.
It wasn't what I picture the aftermath looks like when it is successful. So I was completely okay with it. And the makeup they did on him afterwards.
Oh, that was impressive. That was impressive.
Wonderful. I will give the movie that.
The makeup was impeccable.
But not on the ghosts.
I thought the little girl was effective. I did not think that the mom or dad were.
And the old guy thing.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just didn't like the movie.
I just think kids are creepy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I've got to say.
Yeah.
What's next?
I don't know.
Oh, Final Wish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one was,
This is another movie that I had to miss 5 minutes of.
And you didn't miss much, honestly.
It felt a little possessory with the constant, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Really? Really? Although I do have a quote from this that cut me to the core.
What was that?
You're the clutter.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, God, that was brutal.
Oh, Lin.
That was brutal.
Lin.
And you know what? I'm going to say it. She wasn't wrong.
No.
I hated this main character with a fiery passion. I was kind of on the fence about him until he runs into, I don't even remember. I don't remember what the character's name was.
Jeremy?
But, no, it was the one that was like, oh no, dude, I'm 3 years sober. And the main character went, oh.
Ty.
Was it?
It was Ty.
It was Ty something.
Tyrese?
We'll call him Ty.
Well, they called him Ty in that scene. He was like, what's up, Ty?
Yeah.
So,
and
I loved him.
I loved him too, but I hated the main character after that because the reaction to your old friend saying, I'm 3 years sober isn't, oh.
Yeah.
It's not, oh.
Yeah.
That's not it.
And look,
and I was furious with this character for the rest of the movie because of it.
As someone who has sobriety time, my least favorite reaction to no sorry I don't drink or no sorry I don't smoke is, wow, you must be fun.
Yeah.
That's a common comment.
Yeah.
That comes to me after, oh, sorry, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me explain, then, I suppose.
Yeah. If you must.
If you gotta know, you thought I was all cool until you realized I'm cool sober and you're not.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your problem.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your problem.
And I don't know, maybe it's because I love you so much.
Yeah.
That pissed me off so much.
Yeah.
Because that's not the reaction. The reaction is, oh my god, dude, that's awesome. I'm so proud of you.
Exactly.
Regardless of whether or not you drink.
Yeah.
Or you do the things that they're sober from.
Yeah.
They did it.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Probably wish you could.
Exactly.
I have a conundrum. So, at first, I thought the guy that played Jeremy straight up just could not act.
Yeah.
Was it because who he was?
I think so.
So he's really good at acting like he's a really horrible actor.
That's what I was hoping.
I don't know. I had problems with this movie, and I had things about this movie that I loved.
I will say I have 2 moments of this movie that I loved.
Okay, what were they?
That was Lin Shaye.
Yes.
You're the clutter.
Yes.
Loved that. And then the diner scene towards the end. Where they're sitting and they're like, oh my gosh, how are we going to do this? I can't make any more wishes, whatever. And then he turns and the guy behind the counter is just pouring coffee, staring off into the distance. And then they hear the creepy laugh and turn around. And that guy that was just a guy in the diner is like,
right.
I thought that was a really effective scene.
Yeah.
The lighting was really cool. The timing finally was right on that one, and that's about all.
I actually ended up taking 2 pages of notes about this movie.
Oh, yeah?
And, I first had a problem because, I looked it up, because the actor looked familiar, the main guy, but I couldn't remember him well enough to know if the cleft palate was real.
Yeah.
And then I had decided that they only had done that to make the stiff upper lip joke.
Yeah.
Because that was really the only thing about it.
Yeah.
Until, oh my god, I have a completely new face. No, you don't. You don't have. You don't.
They fix the cleft palate, and then everyone's like, "Oh my
god, he's gorgeous!
He's gorgeous!
Oh my god!"
And I'm gonna say, I think he looked better with it.
I do too.
I think he looked
do
better
too.
with it. And, and I know that I didn't realize it until they had fixed the cleft palate.
Mm-hmm.
He was on Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, I never watched that.
I didn't either, but I've seen a couple of episodes, like, in passing.
Yeah.
And, like, I've seen his face before.
Yeah.
And it didn't have that.
So, I watched this with husband.
Uh-huh.
And it's probably... It was immediately after he gets hit by the car. And I'm going... Just open the box already. Because they keep showing it.
Yeah.
But nobody's, like, trying to open the thing. And I'm frustrated by it. And I say it out loud. And husband looks at me and he goes... He's making wishes. And I go, what? He's making wishes.
Yeah.
And I go, what wishes did he make?
The lottery
dog,
ticket. The dog, the lottery
ticket. The face.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh.
For his mom to be happy.
Yeah, okay. And then we're sitting there and he's like, it's a genie. And I'm like, no, this is a horror movie. That is a djinn.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's a genie. It's a genie lamp. And I go, it is a djinn.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a horror movie.
Yep.
And we don't have genies. We have djinn.
if it's a, like, serious fantasy or a horror, it's a djinn.
It's a djinn. I was also considering at the beginning of the movie that it was, there's 3 ways to pronounce this, so I'm just going to pronounce it one and stick with it. Mm-hmm. A debuke.
Okay.
Was my first theory. Dybbuk. I watched a really crappy movie about it where they called it a dybbuk.
A dybbuk.
I mean, but we get a djinn. The Lisa couldn't act.
No, not at all.
Or open her mouth when she speaks.
Mm-mm.
No.
Like crazy stuff's happening and she's like...
Yeah. Yeah,
like her abusive husband is fighting her guy that she went on a couple of dates.
Don't talk to me like that anymore.
And she's like, stop it, guys.
Yeah.
Stop.
Did you notice Candyman?
I did. Best part of the movie, other than Lin Shaye.
So that mirror thing was creepy. Okay? The mirror where
At
he
the
bends
end?
down and... No,
where
he bends down and screams.
Yeah.
That was creepy. I had a creepy moment.
Yeah.
So she's playing Bobby Darin. Right?
Yeah.
And the song ends and I go, I wish there was more Bobby Darin. And suddenly the rest of the movie is Bobby Darin.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
You made a wish! You made a wish! And look, based off of the name of this movie, I expected this to be the story. And I don't know, something about wish movies, like with Wish Upon. Didn't we do that one?
The Dubuque?
The Dubuque.
Yeah.
We
did Wish Upon.
It's so predictable. You're gonna make the wishes, they're gonna turn bad, stuff's gonna happen, and then you've gotta pay for it.
Well, they spent all their budget on candles. So, I mean,
They really did.
And you have closed captioning on, right?
Yeah.
Did you notice that it was either ominous orchestral plays, or ominous techno plays, or ominous orchestral plays? That's all it was like that movie, Psychotic, where it's like upbeat techno plays. Ominous techno plays, raunchy techno plays.
What was the one? And it got memeified, but it was the closed captions. And I'm pretty sure it was a Netflix show.
Probably.
But it was like a girl in the bathroom peeing, and it was like pees trepidatiously.
Oh my god! Speaking of urination being closed captioned. Okay, I'm watching Infinity Pool last night. No spoilers. For Infinity Pool, nothing. He's taking a leak. Right? And it says, James pissing.
They said pissing.
They said pissing.
Pissing.
You're cursing?
That feels like a swear word in my closed captions.
In the descriptions, you're cursing? What is going on? Now, why did she put the radio over the tub? Who puts the radio
I literally have you're asking for it.
Yeah.
During that scene. You're asking for it, Lisa's gonna die.
Who puts the radio? I was not expecting the, final... between Ty and Lisa and Shit Sheriff and...
Yeah, and shitty main character.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
I don't either. Was it Jeremy? I feel like you said Jeremy earlier.
Maybe.
I don't know.
No, Jeremy was the friend who was actually the Jeremy.
Oh, yeah.
No, I had more problems with it than I did like it.
Yeah.
But, Lin Shaye saved the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. This is not the first time I'm going to say that this week.
Not at all. I'm about to say it for this next one. Because she was the only good thing. This next one was the bottom of the barrel for me.
And see, I had seen it before.
Yeah.
So, I knew going in what I was going to get.
Yeah.
And I was excited to get it.
And see, I felt like every other note on my list is, what? Wait, what? Wait, how did we get here? Wait, what?
Yeah.
It's The Call.
Yeah.
It's a more recent one.
Yeah. Can I just say...
Say it.
Lin Shaye and Tobin.
Oh, yeah.
Are the perfect horror married couple.
Absolutely.
Like...
Absolutely.
Elise from Insidious is married to Jigsaw from Saw.
It's perfect.
Perfect. It's a match made in horror heaven. Okay.
Yeah, they were
really
adorable together too.
Yeah.
So before she kills herself, and she's like, "This just isn't what I expected for our life. This isn't what I wanted." And he said, "All I've ever wanted was to be next to you for as long as I can. So my life is perfect."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh God."
Yeah. Tobin's such a good actor.
He is. And Lin Shaye is such a good actor.
Yes.
And when you put those two powerhouses into a blender with a bunch of shitty teenagers, you get The Call.
Fair. So, husband also watched it. He watched almost all of them with me this week. But we could not land on witch, ghost, something else. We could not land on how this was being done.
Yeah. I mean, they call her a witch a lot.
Yeah, but there's teenagers and she's an old lady.
And then at one point he said, wow, they were into some really weird shit without showing what the weird shit really was. I was very confused by this movie. There were a lot of really weird cuts that made me go, wait, what happened? Okay, so after Lin Shaye kills herself, and main character Chris, I think was his name. Yeah, it was Chris because I was like, wow, I hate this guy. When he's laying in bed, he gets the phone call, answers it, and he goes, "Hello, Christopher." And then he goes,
"I want to play a game." Oh wait, sorry.
No, he didn't. He didn't. All he says is, "Hello, Christopher," and our main character goes,
yeah.
And then they're all at his house, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
We couldn't get any kind of explanation.
That's because it was a Jigsaw phone call.
It must have been.
And he explained everything, and then he got a text message of a GIF with Billy the Clown. I want to play a game.
Yeah. And I feel like I was supposed to be rooting for the kids majority of the movie until the twist at the end, and I was not. I was fully on Lin Shaye and Tobin's side.
Oh, I was too.
Fully.
That's why I liked it so much. It's because I was on their side.
They won.
Yeah,
I was happy by that.
Screw those teams. Yeah. This was not the first of the Black Ooze ghosts this week.
No, it was not.
There's been a lot of Black Ooze ghosts this week.
There has been.
I think there was more Black Ooze than there was blood this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there really has been. I don't know.
I don't know. I find this a fun watch.
And that's fair.
It's fun. I mean, there's some deep stuff that's, touched upon. But screw that girl.
Screw that girl.
And
absolutely.
Oh my God. Okay, Lynn's acting over the heartbreak of losing that little girl.
Not only losing that little girl,
but being blamed
for it, losing her career, losing everything that she really enjoyed out of life, which was taking care of little kids. It was awful.
Yeah.
It was horrible. And I hated that little bitch.
Yeah.
I hated her. But look, I just wanted to show you something real quick.
Show me.
Okay. Wait, what? What? I'm so confused. Did he knock up his stepsister? I'm so confused. Wait, what was that?
No, it wasn't.
Wait, that was
it wasn't the stepsister. It was the other guy. You know.
Okay, so like the reason I thought that the main character knocked up his stepsister was the wording was a little off. So like, okay, if you were going to tell me I'm doing something with my parents, you'd say, oh yeah, I'm going to dinner with my dad.
Uh-huh.
Or, oh yeah, me and mom are doing this.
Uh-huh.
But there was something about them sitting in the car, and she goes, I think we need to tell mom and dad.
Yeah. No, I think he did.
We need to tell mom and dad. And then he was like, are you kidding me? My mom's gonna flip. And she went, well, my dad's gonna flip.
Yeah, I think it was.
And that just led me to feel like, because like if I'm saying I need to tell my mom and dad something, I'm going to say I gotta tell my mom and dad.
Yeah.
But if I was talking to my brother, I'd say
Dad.
we gotta tell mom and dad.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
That was, it wasn't really elaborated on.
We should look up on Does the Dog Die and see how many people voted for an incestuous relationship.
That's a good idea. We'll do that during Patreon. So if you want to find out if this little shithead fucked his stepsister. And you know what? I'm going to say the first half of this movie
Uh-huh.
felt a lot like Cocaine Bear to me.
I haven't
which
watched
was...
that one yet.
It only feels like that because it was like a, hey, remember the 80s? Remember the 80s? Remember the 80s? Remember, we had big hair. We had big hair and blue eyeshadow. Remember the 80s?
So every movie with Finn Wolfhard.
Every movie with Finn Wolfhard, absolutely. And then Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah.
Anything that she touches.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm a 90s kid, but I'm tired of it. I'm going to say it. I'm so sick of 80s-based movies.
Hey.
Do something different.
Hey.
I know you're an 80s kid. I love 80s kids.
Yeah.
I'm just sick of the
Let's be
80s
clear.
callbacks.
I was born in 87. So
Yeah.
I'm a 90s kid.
Yeah.
I was born in the 80s.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway.
I don't know. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it.
I am sick of every 80s movie that has children in it will have Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah. Except for this one. But that's because the kids were just a little too old.
Well, I just watched Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Was he in it?
Yes. Let me tell you, that movie is worth every second.
Yeah.
I'm a massive Ghostbusters fan. I still have my Hot Wheels Ecto Cruiser in the package, you know? Like, it's so good.
Okay, so you know that I recently bought a Dropout subscription.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, originally, with the intent of watching the Dungeons and Drag Queens thing.
Yeah.
Found that I love everything on the platform because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
They have a show called Actually. And it's...
I have a teenage daughter. I don't need to watch that.
it's a lot of... it's fun. It's fun to watch and it's kind of fun to play along. But it's like the host will read a fact and something... Like a fact about something nerdy. And something about this is incorrect, and the players have to buzz in and go, actually, Ramona Flowers has 7 evil exes, not 6.
Okay, I'd probably watch that.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
And the set is really cool, because there's lots of little nerdy knickknacks and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was, losing my mind last night, because it finally clicked with me. They have a license plate behind the players that says Ecto 1. And I was like, oh, it's the Ghostbusters!
Yes! Oh my god. See, I watch Invitation to Party on G4.
Yeah.
Where they act out, like they roll and figure out what's going to happen and then go up to the stage and act it out.
That's really cool.
And, oh my god.
There's another show on there that I think you really like. It's called Play It By Ear, and it's an improv musical.
Jeez.
Right, and it's impressive.
Oh, I'm sure.
These people, they're insane, and I love them. And the new episode of Dungeons and Drag Queens comes out tonight. So I'm very excited.
I have to finish Terrifier 2 tonight.
I've got to watch that soon, too. Okay, so next one was my favorite of the week.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's Room for Rent.
The movie where nobody but Lin could act.
Except
Bob.
He was good.
Bob was decent.
Except... I mean, he basically just had to play a guy who sat on the couch and watched football and did this.
Okay, except for the scene where they're eating dinner and he slumps over dramatically because he's been drugged. That was awful. He
excessively drugged, too.
His head went to go hit the table, and he stopped a few seconds before it hit the table, and then slowly sat down.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
That was...
I thought he was going to be a worse guy than he was.
I thought he was going to be a worse guy than he was, too. I was... The first time he got the package in the mail, I was like, oh, that's drugs.
Did they expand on why they gave us the creepy vibe?
On why what? I'm sorry?
That he gave us the creepy vibe. Like, he was a bad guy. He was, like, having, like, drug cartel conversation, but they never...
We never see him do anything.
Tell us what he really
other than
is.
that.
They obviously hint at something.
Yeah.
But we never get it. But we never get it.
We never get it until he's already...
Yeah.
You know?
She was killing those outfits, though.
God, she looked so beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
The head ties.
Oh my god. And then
the
Boodle.
heels.
Boodle, her cat having a matching scarf with her.
I know.
And or having a little matching vest that matches her dress.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Boodle survives.
Boodle survives.
And thrives.
Thank God.
And thrives.
Thank God. One of my first notes, I don't even know if I wrote it down. No, I did write it down. So I've got, so the first note I have was, movie opens up, her husband's dead, and she's, like, stuffing his ashes in a drawer. Mm-hmm. And when she opens the drawer, there's a stack of nudie mags. Mm-hmm. And she stores those in a different drawer, and after she does, she takes off her wedding ring and chunked that bitch in the drawer.
Yep.
She was like,
Nope.
And then I made a happy ending joke in my notes. I have a quote, which was, what's a bunump? A bunump?
Bunump?
A bunump? A bunump? It's a B&B.
Yeah.
But she was like, bunump?
Bunump.
And then my third note is, I would die for Boodle.
Yeah. Yeah. Boodle was so cute.
Boodle was so cute. I don't think that the first person that I thought should have been killed in this movie didn't get killed at all. Edward. Her first guest with, Sarah.
Oh, yeah, he should have died.
He should have died. But she was so savage to him. He was like, where the fuck's my TV? And blah, 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 blah. And she brings some cookies.
You're a little fat.
You only get one.
You're a little fat. And only the way Lin Shaye could say it.
Uh-huh.
You know? You're a little fat. Now, was she gonna steal that baby?
Oh, yeah, she gonna steal that baby.
She gonna steal that baby.
She was gonna steal that baby. Because who's gonna look for Sarah? She's got no parents, no family, clearly no friends.
No. And she's pregnant by some guy. It's Bob.
It's Bob.
It's Bob. We think it's Bob.
We think it's Bob. It probably is.
It's probably Bob.
He doesn't seem like the type that would wrap it up. No.
He seemed dirty.
Right.
Like, dirty.
I didn't like him. There was only really one scene where I was like, oh, okay, I could get behind this dude. And that was when the little shithead kids were throwing eggs at her house.
Yeah.
And he immediately went out there and was just like, okay, cool.
Yeah. No.
And then, like, once that happened, I was like, oh, you're screwed, dude.
Yeah.
She's
in love with you.
She's gonna be in love, and you're not gonna love her back, and she gonna kill you.
And she gonna steal your toothbrush.
That was a weird one. I gotta say, I did love this scene of her watching football with him. Yeah. Because it felt like...
Come on, ref.
In my notes, I have me watching football with Annie.
Yes. That's what it reminded me of, too.
Where he's like, yeah, he's a beast. And she's like, he's very handsome, and also a beast.
Yes.
Come on, Ref. I was like, me.
That is perfect. That's really what it was. Too.
Yeah, that was just us watching football.
You know, and it's fun. I'll let you guys know. Anytime I try and get her interested into a specific I have to tell her this story because the drama of the story is good enough to surpass the fact that it's about football. I just go, look up this guy. Just look at him.
Yeah.
Okay. See how pretty he is? We're gonna talk about him.
Yep. I'm like that one TikTok of the girl who was at a football game where she was like, yeah, sports.
Yeah.
Sports, yeah, the sports. And
Yeah.
she's got like broccoli in her pocket.
Yes,
That's me.
I remember that.
That's me.
I remember that. And see, I'm the kind who rearranged my furniture
so that you can get the perfect antenna signal
so
for
that
your
my
sports.
antenna could. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did I just hear a dingling?
I heard one.
I don't know what the dingling was.
I don't
though.
know what that was either.
Is our camera still going? It looks like it is.
No, we don't have the red. Oh. What'd that say?
I don't know. It's too small.
Oh, well, I guess we'll have to just keep recording and then
We'll figure
figure
it
it out.
We'll figure it out. So I loved Room for Rent. I thought that was really good. My husband came in probably like halfway through it
Mm-hmm.
and was just like, oh, okay, you're watching a movie for the podcast. That's cool. And then within 5 minutes was like, oh my God, what is she going to do? There's no way she could physically take him down. And then, like, she drugs him, and he's like, well, now what is she going to do? She's so small. And then she finds the Coke, and he's like, she's going to...
Yeah.
He got sucked into
Yeah.
it. It's a really good one. I loved
The
it.
Coke scene was hilarious. Nose candy? What's nose candy?
And I just kind of came into a lot of money from an inheritance from
Right.
a distant relative.
Yes.
I'm like,
Loved
sure.
her.
I loved her. I know she was supposed to be the antagonist in the movie. I loved her.
No, she was perfect.
She was
I loved her. I
perfect.
hated everybody else.
Yeah. This next one didn't have enough of her, in my opinion.
No, I didn't.
Dreamcatcher, catcher with a K.
Catch her with a K. Not to be confused with
Dreamcatcher with a C, that is a completely different movie.
that is so many famous people.
It has a lot of famous people, doesn't it?
Jason Lee,
Yeah.
Damian Lewis, Donnie Wahlberg, Thomas Jane, Timothy Olyphant.
And this one had none of them.
None of them. Oh, well, it had Henry Thomas.
It did.
Who was finally not a creeper.
Yeah.
Have you seen Gerald's Game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, Henry Thomas not a creeper. The last time
No,
that
but he was useless.
the last time that happened, he was Elliot. Okay?
I have...
Oh no! Suicide Kings. Henry Thomas killed in that movie.
Literally or figuratively?
Figuratively.
Okay.
You find out. Speaking of okay. Big Bang Theory Leonard.
Uh-huh.
Sean Patrick Flannery.
Uh-huh.
Henry Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Walken. Casey from The Faculty.
Okay.
The blonde
Yeah,
girl.
yeah.
And I always forget his name, but he's TJ from Wrong Turn.
Okay, yeah.
Or maybe TJ's his real name. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's star-studded.
Nice.
Really good. You should watch it.
Nice.
But yeah, they weren't in this, but Henry Thomas was.
Yeah.
I love Henry Thomas.
The house in this one had an unnecessary amount of windows.
I loved him.
I loved them, but my first, seeing the house, I was like, wow, that was me making a house in The Sims 1 when I was a kid.
That's fair.
And just, putting all the different kinds of windows on the same wall of the
Yeah,
house.
right.
This was like if Antichrist took place... If Willem Dafoe in Antichrist was a child psychiatrist,
Fair.
that was this movie.
Fair. I don't know why this movie gets so much hate, though. Because I actually really like it. The story's there. It's creepy. You know? Kids are scary.
Kids are scary. This one only lost points because of and it was so quick, blink and you'll miss it kind of moment.
Mm-hmm.
But it did have a trigger for me. When he was showing her the pictures
Oh,
that he
yeah.
drew.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Yeah.
And then they never touch on it again, thankfully.
Yeah.
But I was like so caught off guard and so unprepared for that.
Yeah.
That I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But, like you said, they didn't go back to it.
They didn't go back to it. But, like, this one was tied with Grudge, and it only lost that sliver because of that. Because it made me like,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I renamed this one Highlander Ghost. Because there can only be one.
There can only be one.
There can only be one. I went off on a rant about this movie.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way. So, the kid gets a dream catcher from Lin Shaye.
Mm-hmm.
And this stupid-ass stepmom is like, you're culturally appropriating by making dream catchers. And here comes Lin Shaye with this one's from Scotland, this is from Native American, this is from Ireland, this is from blah, blah, blah. Everyone has a dream catcher, whatever.
And if I recall correctly, Lynn didn't call it a dream catcher.
No.
She even had dream catchers scratched out.
Yeah.
Everybody else called it a dream catcher.
Yeah. So, the kid gets a dream catcher, and oops, it's an evil one. But, you know,
But that's what he gets
right.
for stealing shit.
Exactly. So, he's clinging to it, and, you know, he thinks it's helping him when in reality it's not. And this child psychologist, who is his stepmom, goes off about
Not even his stepmom. She's just the dad's girlfriend.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not even married.
So, she goes off into this big, long thing about how it doesn't do anything, and blah, blah, blah. So, I went off on a rant of my own about the placebo effect.
Yeah, and you're a child psychiatrist. Why would you do that to a kid who's finding comfort in something?
Right? Like, it's like I was telling my husband, who watched this with me. Scientifically, there is a reason behind, yes, spiritually and parapsychologically, there is a reason dream catchers work.
Yeah.
However, if you want to break it down to scientific brass tacks, dream catchers work, and scientifically you can explain it through the placebo effect.
Yeah.
If the placebo effect wasn't real, clinical trials would not have them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sorry.
If the placebo effect wasn't real, there wouldn't have been a whole MASH episode about when they ran out of morphine and had to pretend that they didn't.
Thank you. Yeah. No. I don't know. I feel like she was the worst person in this movie.
I would argue, I think the dad was. Because why would you... I mean, like, okay, so I understand we want to take a trip together because I want to get my son adjusted to my new girlfriend, and I know he's, having struggles. Why would you take him to the house his mother was murdered in to do that? And then why would you immediately leave him with somebody that he has clearly shown great amounts of contempt for days?
I still think the stepmom was weird. Because she was...
she was a bitch. She was snooty. She was condescending. I think the only people in this movie that without fault were Lin Shaye.
Yes.
Because the little kid was a dick.
Yeah.
Even before he got possessed.
Yeah.
Stepmom lady was condescending, clearly didn't want to be there. Should not have been, he should have just actually gotten his child help instead of just being like, oh, my girlfriend's a psychologist, she can do it.
The whole bullshit of, you did this on purpose. You have malicious intent. Really?
Yeah.
He's a kid.
Yeah.
I really don't think he's got malicious intent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't. I don't know. He should have just stayed with Lin Shaye the whole time.
I agree with that. I also think that the dad shouldn't have just, left. Knowing that... So, he, of course, lies to his son and says, Mom drowned. Yeah. She wasn't killed. But he knew she was murdered. And he still brought his new girlfriend and his traumatized son, who was reeling after the death of his mother, to the home where she was murdered in.
And see, I feel like either I'm confusing this with another movie,
Mm-hmm.
or I feel like I have seen an alternate ending of this movie where Henry Thomas is actually the one that killed her.
Oh. That could have been cool. I would have really loved that ending.
I think because of the way Lin Shaye acts about him, you know, if I remember correctly, I have seen an ending to this movie where it was, because I don't remember Henry Thomas dying in the woods.
Yeah.
You know, I remember her finding out that it was him.
And yeah, you were right. Lin Shaye did have a really weird reaction.
Yeah.
To him. Like, to him being mentioned.
Yeah.
And I did think it was going to go somewhere else.
Yeah. I could completely be conflating two different movies, but I don't think I am.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up on Patreon.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I don't know. I felt like this was a bunch of adults who didn't know what the heck they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And just continuously giving this child more and more trauma.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just...
And then he gets possessed, and then the scene with Lin Shaye,
That was so
where he
sad.
hugs her.
Yeah.
And then Lin Shaye is the new Scene Bean.
Yeah.
Like, poor Lin. She survived, what, one of these movies?
She survived these two for sure. Well, at least when Room for Rent ended, she was still alive. She lived in Final Wish.
Oh, yeah, she did. A Good Life, too, because it had that alternate ending, butterfly effect ending.
Yeah.
Which I thought was stupid.
The Call, she did not. Dreamcatcher, she did not. The Grudge. So, yeah, half of these she died.
Yeah, she's the new Scene Bean.
Scene Bean.
Sean Bond, if you will.
So, our last movie for the episode
Mm-hmm.
is Insidious 3.
Yeah.
And this was the first time I'd ever watched this one.
Yes.
I stopped watching after the second one because I was, like, bored, you know?
No.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was bored with this one until the third act, and then I was like, oh, man.
No, I'm sorry.
I know we do not agree on
We
these.
do not agree on these because, spoiler-free thing, I went and saw The Red Door
Yeah.
in theaters because I am that big of an Insidious fan.
Mm-hmm.
And the timeline is 34125.
34125.
And so I rewatched 1 and 2 before I went.
Okay. Okay.
That's the Insidious timeline.
Okay.
34125.
I'm gonna try watching them in chronological order and see if that helps. Yeah.
See if it helps.
Because so far, this is my favorite one.
So you haven't seen 4?
No.
Oh my god, that was so good. Very Lin Shaye heavy.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Obviously because she's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So, spoiler, she dies eventually in the Insidious?
She dies at the end of the first one.
Yeah, she does. I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She dies at the end of the first one.
Yeah.
So we get this movie where we have Lin Shaye, and then she gets killed off, because of course it's Lin Shaye. She's gonna get killed off, and then she proceeds to come back for 5 movies, and I love it.
Yeah.
You know?
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Is 4 about her and the 2 dudes that had, like, the paranormal blog?
Oh my god, Specs and Tucker.
Is it?
Specs and Tucker are in every movie.
But is the 4th one about those 3 together specifically?
They are in it, yes.
Okay.
They working with her, yes.
Aww.
1 is super heavy on the Specs and Tucker.
Yeah, I
and
remember.
2 is super heavy on Specs and
Yeah.
Tucker. So, I mean, they're in them.
Yeah.
You know, Lee wrote these movies,
Yeah.
except the last one. You know, so.
But
yeah,
I want a whole movie of just
Specs and Tucker.
Specs, Tucker, and Elise.
Yeah.
Just roaming the country, hunting ghosts.
Yeah,
That's what if that's what the Insidious series was.
I mean, they're in all of them.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, they're in all of them.
Yeah.
Just not to the capacity that
Right.
I want.
I bet you her dog is named after Ed and Lorraine.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
That's what
Just
I thought
saying. I know these are not part of the Conjuring universe, but they are part of the Lee James universe, and so. By the way, I saw the trailer for The Nun too.
too. Yeah. I saw talk of it.
Have you seen the first one?
No.
Okay.
I dislike the Conjuring series more than I dislike the Insidious series.
No.
But that's because I hate Ed and Lorraine, like the real figures of them.
There was a great documentary about them.
Does it mention that Ed was a predator?
No,
Or,
it really.
And see, that's my issue with it, is that all of the content about them really just kind of glides over the fact that he was.
Well, and that's because The Conjuring, other than The Devil Made Me Do It, all came out before that came out.
Yeah.
And they are the reason that, like, ghost hunters do what they do.
Yeah.
They are the reason the paranormal investigator world has a thing.
Yeah, it is. And I can't
credit
appreciate
where credit is due.
Yes, I can't appreciate what they started. Doesn't mean I like them. You know what I mean?
Fair. However, the Conjuring movies does not put that in there because it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's about the people they help.
Mm-hmm.
And Vera Farmiga could get it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Anytime
she
wanted. Patrick Wilson could get it anytime.
And I don't agree with that, but we'll never fight over men.
We'll never fight over men.
We'll probably fight over a woman at some point in our lives.
But watch The Conjuring with the knowledge of this is about them helping the family.
I mean, no, I get that. I get that. I just don't like them. You
I love.
I mean, not just the Conjuring movies, but I just don't like the Warrens that much. And
that's fair. Vera steals the movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
She's gorgeous and she's beautiful and she's a great actor.
Well, her baby sister, Thaisa, plays the nun at the convent where the nun is.
Yeah.
So
keep it in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It's spooky. I find on par with A Haunting in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Where they're just scary.
Yeah.
Just scary.
Yeah.
You know, and again, I'm of the group that James and Lee can do no wrong.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I love this one. This one's so much Lin.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I love that this one, so in the first one, it's very heavy on Specs and Tucker. And I love that this is before she has met Specs and Tucker.
Yeah.
And him writing down everything she says, right? And he's like,
can you just not talk?
Can you not talk? And he's like out loud and very slow and methodical about it. And then in the first movie, so they've technically been together for 2 movies.
Yeah.
Then the first movie happens and he's got this gas mask set up where he can hear only her and he's writing super fast.
Yeah.
And he's taking it is. So when Lee writes a movie.
Yeah.
He writes it with no sequels in mind.
Yeah.
So he made the first Insidious and was like, that's it. It's a one-off movie.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to write backwards.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And so you get to see the character development
in reverse.
Backwards.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And the lighting of The Further is stupendous.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
You know?
I had one issue. One issue. And that's after Quinn's legs are broken and the dad's like rummaging in the kitchen and he's like, where's the frying pan? And she goes, it's in the drawer on the right. Who puts a damn frying pan in a drawer? You put frying pans in drawers?
No, put them in cabinets.
Thank you. That was my biggest issue with this movie.
The only drawer they could go in is the one under the stove that's not technically a drawer.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only drawer I would accept.
Yeah. Who puts a pan in a drawer?
Who puts a pan in a drawer?
Yeah.
And it took me out of it for a little while. I'm not gonna lie to you. It took me out of it for a little bit. Haley Kiyoko is in this one.
So is apparently Jenna Ortega.
Who is she?
I don't know. But she's briefly in it, apparently.
Huh.
Uh-huh. Look, I got on board when everyone was saying, oh my god, Mia Goth is the next best thing to happen to horror. She's the big up-and-coming thing to happen to horror. Mia Goth, Mia Goth, Mia Goth. I jumped on board. Yeah. I like Mia Goth. She's a good actress.
Yeah.
She, I know you haven't seen X for Pearl yet.
Yeah.
Perfect Southern drawl.
Nice.
Born in London. You know, like, an Infinity Pool has oh my god, her voice is so grating in Infinity Pool, but, like, perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be. There's scenes where she's, like, taunting someone, and she goes, James! Over and over and over again. And you're like, my god. But she's supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
I will not jump on the Jenna Ortega bandwagon.
Yeah?
No.
Do you get a vibe?
I refuse to watch Wednesday.
I tried. I got a vibe.
I'm not going to watch Wednesday.
I got a vibe. Look, I pride myself in my vibe detector.
Yeah.
I got a vibe.
That's fair.
I got a vibe, and I just...
Nope.
She's gorge. She's beautiful.
I guess.
But I got a vibe.
You know,
I don't...
it's kind of like,
And see, the thing for me with the Wednesday show was they made it to where Wednesday and Morticia hate each other.
That's not Wednesday and Morticia.
That's not Wednesday and Morticia, and that...
No, I refuse to watch the movie, so, I don't know. I'm not gonna get on the Jenna Ortega train.
Yeah.
I don't, and my oldest wants me to watch the newest Scream so bad.
I don't want to.
And I don't want to. I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Give me Sidney Prescott, give me death. Give me Gale Weathers, give me death. You know?
We've already got Scream. It was perfect.
Yeah.
We got sequels. They were pretty good.
Yeah.
We're good. We don't need to do any more.
I have really little to no interest.
Yeah.
But Jenna Ortega's in it. But Jenna Ortega, I don't care.
Yeah.
That's not a selling point for me.
She's the Gen Z Mia Goth.
Who doesn't
not even
get naked? Because Mia Goth's always freaking naked.
Yeah.
Man. But,
I'm just...
So there was a really emotional scene in this movie.
I sobbed.
My husband would never ask me to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Lost it. And then the you never have to go looking for your mom again because she's always going to be with you. Yep. You wanted to know if she was with you at the audition. She was watching the whole time, and I'm like,
yeah. Yeah.
Had to call my mom.
Jeez.
Oh God.
Yeah, I love this movie. I feel like this is very Lin heavy.
It is. And again, I've only seen the first one and I've only seen the second one, and it has been many a year since I have seen them. This is my favorite so far.
That's fair.
Absolutely, this is my favorite.
I will say, spoiler free, the red door's working its way up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't say anything, but it's scary.
Have you seen Evil Dead Rise yet?
I was considering watching that tonight after I finished Terrifier 2. I've heard mixed reviews.
So, the Insidious series is to you as the Evil Dead series is to me.
So what's your Conjuring then?
Ooh. Well, how do you rank Conjuring in comparison to Insidious?
It's one of my top 3 franchises.
One of your top 3 franchises?
Yeah. And funny enough, all of my 3 franchises.
Easy.
I'm not talking about like Halloween and Friday the 13th. I'm talking about like newer franchises.
Okay, so new. Okay, because I was gonna say it's right there. It's Alien.
Yeah. So but if they, because we all know my number 1 favorite franchise is the Halloween franchise, and yours is the Friday the 13th. Yeah, that's just how it is.
But barring those, we have a separate top 3.
We have a separate top 3, and mine is, in no particular order, Saw, Insidious, Conjuring.
Okay.
Which Lee had a hand in all of them. James had a hand in all of them. They are just, and he did not go into this thinking I'm going to make the top 3 biggest box office dynamite franchises in horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, if we're talking series of horror movies.
Yeah.
Alien's up there.
Yeah.
I love all of the Alien movies, all of the spin-offs. I like Prometheus. I still quote to this day, how many times on this podcast have I said they went to the Prometheus school of running away from things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oddly enough, Prometheus should have been grandfathered in.
Yeah.
Was not.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay.
So when that scene comes up,
like
I have to
Shawshank.
leave the room.
That's
Yes, I just
Shawshank.
have to leave the room when that scene comes on. And that scene goes on for so long, too.
Yeah.
So it would probably be... Alien would be my Conjuring.
That's fair.
Alien would be my Conjuring, and I'm trying to think what would be my Saw. 'Cause it's got to be a series, right? It can't just be like a one-off.
No, franchise.
Franchise. What we got up here? That's not a new one, though. I can't do any of the Living Dead movies, because that's not...
Yeah, Romero's not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's still kind of making movies, but...
Yeah, but when's the last time we got a new Living Dead movie, you know?
A couple of years ago.
Was it?
Yeah. They're doing all the, they just did a George Romero, I don't remember what it was called. Land, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. I'll get back to you on that one. I'll get back to you on that one. Because I'm racking my brain right now. I've got a lot that could be top 3, but aren't a series, you know what I mean?
Well, that's like, I hate the question, what's your favorite horror movie? I hate that question. Because, like, okay, give me a subgenre to pick from. Because I have a favorite found footage. I have a favorite demon. I have a favorite zombie. I have a favorite haunted house. I have a It
all just depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ask me my favorite horror movie because I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Be specific.
Yeah.
What's your favorite found footage? Paranormal Activity. Which, by the way... Remember I butchered his name last week? I'm going to do it again. Oren Pillay.
Uh-huh.
From the genius that is, in my opinion, the Paranormal Activity movies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now has his hands in the Insidious films.
Nice.
And so I am just over the moon.
Yeah. And I really liked the Paranormal Activity series up until the newest one.
I did not like Next of Kin or the marked ones. Because what did we need in this movie franchise? Time travel, you say?
Yeah.
A wormhole, you say? Interdimensional ghosts, you say?
I've got my other one.
What?
You're gonna hate me.
Oh, probably.
But you said time travel, and it hit me like a ton of bricks.
What?
Sharknado.
Oh, God. No.
That's
all
my
right.
other series.
We need a word for the week.
Ba-dum.
Ba-nump.
Ba-dum.
Okay.
That's just B&B.
Yeah.
But you gotta drag out the end a little bit.
Ba-nump. Spell it however you will. Most creative spelling wins.
I love that. I love that. It's not first come, first serve anymore.
No.
Make us laugh.
Most creative spelling of Banump wins.
Exactly.
Yeah, go to, since we're not on camera right now, go to Instagram, Twitter,
Oh, we're not on camera? Did it stop recording?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
TAAVE horror.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know Banump. Spell it funny.
Yep.
Yeah. If you want to watch our episode completely spoiler-free, join our Patreon. Patreon.com/Tippy and Annie vs. Evil. We tell you all the movies we're going to do. We tell you where to stream them. You can watch along, and then nothing gets spoiled for you.
Exactly. We spin a wheel to choose the next theme.
And we talk about random crap.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
It is. And you also get to see the ceremonial putting up of the next poster.
Yeah. If you wondered, when that poster get there? Patreon.
Yep.
No. It's only $1.
It's cheap.
It's only $1, and you get access to everything. So.
That's it.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Alright, guys. Remember, we're not sponsored by Shudder.
But we should be.